Welcome back, and buddy, do we have a lineup tonight?
We do. 12 nights of strikes and counting.
12. CENTCOM just wrapped number 12 against Iran, and Washington's still calling this diplomacy. I've got a word for that.
Save it for the segment.
Fine, but we're also getting into the price tag on this war. Pentagon numbers that'll make your eyes water.
And the human cost. What's actually happening to the troops living on those Gulf bases right now?
Plus, Rubio's out there promising Iran will pay a price. We'll see if that's a strategy or just a talking point.
Stick around for the parody segment, too. Rush has a toll booth bit for the Strait of Hormuz.
Oh, it's coming.
But first,
This hour is brought to you by Lear Capital, America's precious metals leader since 1997.
all right, let's get to the top story.
CENTCOM confirms strike number 12 last night. 12 straight nights. That's not diplomacy. That's a war we're just not calling by its name.
Rush, before you run with that, I want to talk about how many separate waves we're actually counting here, because the number's not as clean as 12 nights.
Here we go. Before we get started, a quick reminder. We love hearing from you. If you have questions or topics you'd like us to cover, head to the link in the description and submit your question. We read every single one.
12 nights. 12, Reagan.
I can count, Rush.
CENTCOM just wrapped strike number 12 on Iran, hitting boats, missile depots, radar sites, air defenses, every single night since when? Since we had a peace deal.
To be fair, the Memorandum of Understanding never actually stopped combat operations outright.
Oh, come on. Trump stood up back in February and announced major combat operations against Iran per ABC News. Massive joint strikes with Israel. Then June arrives, both sides sign an MOU.
Aimed at ending the war, according to that same ABC News reporting.
Ending it. And instead, we get night after night after night of bombs. This isn't a peace process with hiccups. This is a war wearing a name tag.
Measured. Rubio addressed this directly. He told reporters the price Iran pays keeps climbing every night until Tehran, quote, comes to its senses.
Comes to its senses, like they're a teenager who missed curfew.
Sure, but that's Rubio framing this as pressure diplomacy, not abandoning the MOU.
Pressure diplomacy with drone storage facilities getting flattened for the 12th straight night?
I didn't say I bought it. I said that's the administration's framing.
So which is it? Is this diplomacy having a rough week? Or is it just a war that somebody slapped a press release on?
Actually, small thing, CENTCOM's own release from Sunday says that wave was the 9th night, not part of this current run. So we're not even talking one continuous streak, we're talking multiple waves stacked back to back.
Huh. Which is somehow worse?
Which is somehow worse. Multiple restart points and nobody's calling it what it is.
So who exactly saw this coming?
All right, receipts time. Back at the MOU signing, I called it the paper ceasefire. Said it wouldn't survive contact with reality.
You did say that, and it collapsed.
I don't want right, Reagan. I want a trophy. Dead on arrival months ago.
You said dead on arrival. You didn't say a dead American service member and 12 straight nights of bombing.
Details.
Not details. Predicting a handshake falls apart isn't the same as predicting the shape of the war that replaces it.
Come on.
I'm conceding the collapse, not the casualty count.
Fine. Partial credit. I'll take it.
But Iran's own supreme leader is out there this week calling Trump's signature on that MOU worthless and devoid of credibility.
Say that again. I love it.
Their words. After the strikes resumed, Khamenei basically told his own people the ink was dead.
So even Tehran's calling it the paper ceasefire now.
They agree it broke. Whether it was ever real to begin with, that's a different fight.
It wasn't real. It was a photo op with a shelf life.
Or it was real and neither side could hold it. Cause and effect aren't the same claim.
Either way, we called the funeral before the body dropped.
You called the funeral. I'm not signing off on you naming the cause of death.
Noted, counselor. Now that funeral's racking up a bill nobody in Washington wants to read out loud.
Forget the diplomacy talk for a second. Let's talk sticker price.
Defense Secretary Hegseth put a number on this campaign this week, roughly $37.5 billion, according to Gulf News.
$37.5 billion for a war nobody's calling a war?
And that's just dollars. Recent tallies put at least 13 American service members dead, 381 wounded over roughly 40 days of hostilities.
13 families got a knock on the door.
My real problem, Rush? There's been no formal war declaration, no Article 1 vote. Congress hasn't authorized this spending. It's running night after night on executive say-so.
So what, we pause strikes and take a floor vote while missiles are inbound?
I'm not saying stop the strikes. I'm saying $37 billion in sustained spending deserves a floor debate. The War Powers Resolution gives the White House a 90-day clock before it needs congressional sign-off. We're well past that.
Congress could have voted any time. They chose not to. That's on them, too.
Doesn't erase the authorization question.
Fine, debate it. But don't pretend the alternative's free. Look away for 6 months and watch what Tehran does with that runway.
Fair worry.
Strength costs money. Weakness costs more. It sends the bill later with interest in American lives.
Poetic, still doesn't balance a budget.
Speaking of hedging against what's coming, if you're watching costs climb during wartime, you start looking for cover. That's where silver comes in for a lot of people.
Since 2020, the silver price has risen more than 220%. Why? Because rising demand for solar and electric vehicles alone has put silver supply into a deficit.
But now there's another industry, AI. Data centers, robots, and quantum computing could require so much silver that silver supplies could be obliterated.
Could silver rise another 220%? Find out by texting RUSH to 43343 to request their special report, The AI Revolution.
See why billions are being poured into AI and how silver could be your best investment this year. Also ask how you can get up to $20,000 in bonus silver.
Lear Capital, your trusted source. Over $3 billion in transactions and thousands of 5-star reviews. Text RUSH to 43343.
Back to the ledger. $37 billion buys strikes. It doesn't buy back the soldiers stationed at that base in Jordan.
Which is where the real cost shows up next, not in a spreadsheet, but in rotation, with troops absorbing the retaliation.
Yeah, let's go there.
Beyond the price tag, there's a human toll here.
There is. NBC News reported Iran hit that Kuwaiti power and desalination plant twice in 2 days, and our troops on those bases are living through the blackouts too.
Picture a soldier standing next to a generator that just took a direct hit. That's the reality behind the blackout headlines.
And it's not always the missile that gets them. CENTCOM confirmed a service member at Erbil Air Base died during a controlled detonation of unexploded ordnance from a downed Iranian drone.
Cleanup duty, and it's still fatal.
Exactly. The Pentagon says nearly 100 troops have been hurt since this started. 96% are back on duty by their own count.
Doesn't exactly settle my stomach.
Mine either. Readiness isn't just a casualty count. Ask commanders in the Pacific how they feel about pulling destroyers and air wings toward the Gulf while Beijing watches every move.
So we're stretched thin everywhere at once.
That's the quiet debate inside the Pentagon about whether 12-plus nights of streaks borrows readiness from somewhere else. Nobody's answering it on camera.
Nobody wants to.
And underneath all of it is rotation fatigue and a VA system about to inherit whatever these units bring home. That's the cost nobody puts on a chart.
I'll say this straight, Reagan. That gets me more than any dollar figure could.
It should. You can borrow money. You can't borrow a soldier's third rotation back.
Which is exactly why Rubio's out there promising Iran will pay a price.
Words are cheap when somebody else writes the check.
Building on that, Rubio's got the line of the day. Iran will pay a price.
According to ABC News, he said Iran is begging every single day, both directly and indirectly, to make a deal.
Bold strategy. Threaten a country we're already bombing with more bombing.
The CNBC has got the flip side. Rubio flat out says Iran's still not ready to make one it'll actually keep.
That's the tell right there. They want the cameras off. The war keeps going.
The Hill reported his other warning, letting Iran control traffic through Hormuz sets a dangerous global precedent.
Oh, yes, the toll booth of doom. Every tanker pays the Ayatollah tax.
And CNBC has got Trump vowing to bomb an Iranian bridge or power plant even in Tehran for every ship Iran hits.
I love it. New nickname, the Infrastructure Reckoning.
Cute, but nicknames aren't a strategy rush. Tough talk without an exit plan is just noise.
So far, name the off-ramp. What's the actual end state? Iran blanks.
That's a hope. Hope isn't a plan.
Fair, but hope's cheaper than what we've already spent.
Wait till you hear how Iran is actually running that toll booth.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Strait of Hormuz Turnpike. Please have your exact change ready.
Oh, we're doing this.
Cash, oil, or your firstborn son.
The IRGC as toll collectors. I actually hate how well that tracks.
That guy spent weeks threatening to shut the whole strait down, but they never actually close it. They just idle there like a guy blocking the fast lane checking his phone.
It's extortion dressed as strategy. Fine, bit's over. Here's what's actually happening.
Go ahead, ground me.
CNBC reported today that Houthi rebels are now claiming strikes on 2 Saudi oil tankers. That's a second front opening up, separate from the Iran fight entirely.
Wait, the Houthis are back in this?
According to CNBC, yes, and Secretary Rubio's own comments in that piece suggest Iran still isn't ready to cut a deal.
So the toll booth's got a partner franchise now.
Basically. And GulfNews.com is reporting something quieter, but honestly scarier. An Arab diplomat granted anonymity, describing Gulf states as increasingly pessimistic there's any off-ramp left at all.
Ooh, that's not a headline, that's a mood.
It is. And here's why the joke matters. 20% of the world's oil moves through that strait. You don't need a full closure to spike prices. You just need enough uncertainty that shippers reroute or insurance premiums triple.
So the toll booth, isn't that far off from the real economics.
Not remotely. Every day this drags without an exit, that's the actual toll. Paid at the pump, not at some checkpoint.
Yeah, okay. Comedy's fun till you remember who's writing the check.
Which is everyone buying gas this month.
Building on that, here's my verdict, and I'm not softening it. This is a war. Full stop.
Go on.
12 nights of strikes, a widening front with the Houthis, dead paper where a peace deal used to be. Call it whatever the State Department wants. A war is a war.
Hold on. Before you slam that gavel down, Iran's own Interior Ministry put out a statement saying diplomacy isn't dead. They claim messages are still moving back and forth.
Messages, sure, while the missiles are doing the talking.
I'm not saying trust it. I'm saying we don't get to declare total certainty when the other side is publicly leaving the door cracked.
A cracked door and a burning building are not the same thing, Reagan.
Fair, but it's the caveat that keeps us honest.
Fine, noted. Still calling it a war.
Next episode, I want eyes on the Houthi front. If that widens past tanker strikes.
Oil markets move fast.
Exactly. 20% of the world's oil already routes through that stretch of water.
So same time tomorrow, we find out if the toll booth's still open.
Or if the whole road is on fire.
All right, 12 nights of strikes, Reagan, and my paper ceasefire call held up, cracked the second Tehran opened its mouth.
Sure, the deal cracked, but predicting a handshake failing isn't the same as predicting body counts. That gap matters.
Fair enough. Still, a war dressed up as a press release is a war.
Iran's Interior Ministry says diplomacy's still breathing.
We'll see who's right.
We'll see. Next time, we're watching the Houthi front. Those tanker strikes could move oil fast.
Fast and loud, worth tracking.
That's the hour. Rubio's rhetoric, my soapbox, and Reagan keeping me honest.
Somebody's got to.
Liked what you heard? Subscribe, drop a 5-star review, tell a friend who needs the truth.
New episodes every weekday. Thanks for spending the hour with us.
Stay sharp. See you tomorrow.